The funny thing about being ambitious is that you will fail more than anybody else simply because you do more, you try more, you push for more. That's just the way it is. Every mistake is a lesson, blah blah blah. Super true, by the way, but it's still a setback that will usually cost you time, pain, and sometimes money. So if I can save you these things by teaching you these lessons without you having to go through the pile of poop that it is learning them yourself, I consider that a win, a victory. That's what I'm here for. I'm Silver, by the way. Hello. I live and breathe ambition, and when I tell you I have made every single mistake on this list, I do in fact mean it. I currently juggle a really good tech job, a writing career, my reputation as an up-and-coming gym bro, a vibrant social life, and a bunch of other things. And the only reason why I can do all that is because I mastered these lessons. So I'm gonna break down the 5 biggest things ambitious people get wrong, the ones that slow us down, burn us out, and keep us stuck even if we're doing everything right on paper. Avoid these things and you will save yourself literally years of struggle. So let's go. Number 1, productivity means progress. Sadly, not true. I wish. If we were to use an analogy, you, an ambitious person, are a moving car, and productivity is the gas pedal. Obviously, you have to push the gas pedal to move forward, but where would forward get you? Do you have a map? Do you have an idea of where you're going or where the right turns are for you to reach your destination? Because if you don't, you might as well be heading in the wrong direction. That's the difference between productivity and progress. Progress means knowing where you're going, why you're going there, what you need to move towards that direction, who you need. Do you need connections? Do you need an education? Do you need a certain skill set? Do you need to build something, a reputation, for example? That's what progress is. And it's not always aligned with productivity, even if there is a huge correlation between the two. Basically, remember that your measure of success is not how hard you work, but how smart you worked and what you achieved. Progress over productivity. Keep that in mind, don't lose your way. Number 2, overvaluing intensity and undervaluing consistency. You would not believe how powerful of a tool consistency is. As an example, the stock market. Yeah, you can try to invest in a bunch of stuff and hope that it goes up really quickly and you become rich. Good for you, I hope that happens. But you can also put money in like an index fund and wait and stick to it and wait, and statistically you will make money. Unsurprisingly, the same applies to real life. If, for example, you have a business that makes $1 million a year and you want to scale it to $100 million a year, but you say, I want to do this in a year. You want to work really hard and do this in a year. Dude, maybe you could have done it in 2, but the fact that you chose to do it so intensely will close doors that you would have otherwise had open and will screw you over. And instead of getting it done in 2 years to scale your business to that whatever number that you wanted, you will not be able to do it at all. You're basically screwing yourself over. It's okay if reaching your goals takes time, as long as you are satisfied with the rate of your progress. Bursts of high intensity are fantastic, but what wins you the game is consistency. Don't underestimate it. That's literally how you win. Before we move on, another example, if you're looking for a life partner, the best thing you can do is try to go on 1 date a week. 1 date a week. Obviously, it's not going to be easy to find yourself a partner, but if you stick to it long enough, you will meet the right person. And that's so much better than saying, okay, this month my one goal is to find a life partner, I'm going to dedicate all my resources to it. That's not gonna work, you know? Moving on, trying to change everything everywhere all at once, which is a recipe for failure for a bunch of reasons, but the 2 main ones are this. First, if you try to improve your life in a certain way, for example, you want to be physically healthier, right? And you make 10 changes in order to achieve that goal, and that works. It helps, but maintaining all 10 changes is incredibly mentally taxing and takes up a lot of your time. But you don't want to lose the results you have, but you also don't want to quit any of the 10 habits you inserted into your life because you don't know which of them actually made a difference. You did not gain any information. Basically, it's very possible that out of the 10 things that you do, only 1 actually makes most of the difference, and you can drop the other 9 and free up those resources and still achieve the same goals, but you don't know which is why you don't change a whole bunch of things in your life at once. If you want to be more productive, more effective, you want to change how you do things, fantastic. I am all for it. 1 thing at a time, or a few different unrelated things at a time, so that you can actually learn your lessons for better or for worse, because if it doesn't work, you can maybe diagnose why and not try other things that will guarantee you failure. And basically, you would just be screwing yourself over if you try to do everything everywhere all at once. That's number one. Number two, you are a machine and your resources are limited, be it time, energy, whatever else. There is no way that you would have enough resources to do all the things you want to do. That's just how adulthood works, and that's fine. That doesn't mean you have to give up on any of the things you want to do. Just rotate between them. As I said, for example, I have a tech job. I can't not work for a week, right? But I also have my content creation shtick and my writing career, which I will be honest with you, in the months that I create content, I rarely write. I cycle between these things because they take up a lot of resources and I can't do both. And that's fine. I still manage to achieve all my goals. I just give them dedicated resources, and you should do the same. For example, if you want to get an education, but you also want to advance in your career, right? You don't have to do these things simultaneously. You can slow down in your career to get an education. You can also put more effort into your work and then slow down on the education front, like take an extra semester, I don't know. That's allowed. You don't have to do everything everywhere all at once. Please remember that. Number 4, chasing perfection instead of direction, which kind of ties into what we just said, because one of the reasons we try to change 10 things at once in our lives is that we chase perfection. Again, valid. I am also a perfectionist. But the thing about chasing perfection is that first, it is just unrealistic. We are not perfect. We will never be perfect, and that is fine. But also, it's just counterproductive, because think of perfection as an ideal that you move towards, right? The most effective way to move towards it is to take a step forward, learn from it, and then adjust your path, right? If you're here and perfection is here and you try to go somewhere, you go here, you walk to this spot and you realize, okay, I should go in this direction now. So you go here, and then you go here, and then you go here. So instead of going like this, you will be taking steps, right? As long as you make progress towards the right thing, you're good. I hope the analogy makes sense. Let me know if it didn't. Basically, perfection is an ideal that is unreachable, and that is fine. So instead of pursuing perfection, you should be pursuing direction and move as much towards it as you can. Good luck. Number 5, quality rest is an antidote to burnout. What the heck does that mean? Well, there are different kinds of rest. Working out for some people can be a form of rest. Watching a movie, spending time with your friends or family. I am making this video because that is what rest looks like for me. I have a roommate who is like the most hardworking, dedicated guy you will ever meet. And he is currently severely overworked. And you know what? There are a ton of books that he wants to read and projects that he wants to do for fun. And like series that he wants to watch and movies and such that he wants to like consume, right? But instead, when he does have time to rest, he scrolls YouTube shorts or plays Call of Duty. Nothing wrong with that, but that's not what he would like to be doing. And the reason he does that anyway, despite being a very disciplined person, is because when you reach a certain point of exhaustion, you don't have time and energy for quality rest. Like, yeah, he could be going out with friends, but he's so exhausted that he would not be enjoying himself. Now, there's nothing to be done about his case because he works in a startup and that's just how it is. Sometimes you have to work crazy hours. But maybe in your case, you can make a difference. Maybe in your case, if you were to insert quality rest, like meeting up with friends or reading a book or whatever quality rest looks like to you, you would not fall into doom scrolling, for example, because you will have enough energy to push yourself out of that state. For me personally, I make an effort to pause to do quality rest stuff very frequently, and as a result, I have not doom scrolled in literally months. And that's not because I'm so disciplined or whatever. It's been easy because I have been allowing myself quality rest, so I have not been falling into low quality rest. That's the trick. That's how you do it. Again, your resources are limited. If you can replenish them, do it effectively. So those were the 5 mistakes ambitious people make most commonly. Let me know if you have sinned in either of those ways or if you struggle with anything else that is barring you from making progress. Here's a video that you would probably enjoy. I'm gonna be posting a ton in the upcoming future, so if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and do let me know in the comments below. Happy to have you here. That's like really cool. I missed making content. I missed talking to people in this capacity, so very excited to be here. See you next time, and bye bye for now.